Drink water with the...
Yeah.
I'm going for the food. We're eating at like 3 different places.
Yeah, really.
All right, Brenda, you ready? JT, you ready? All right. I'd like to welcome everybody to the 5th regular council meeting, March 11th, 2025. If you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the Lord's Prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our Father, who art in heaven,
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy kingdom, the power, and the glory forever.
All right. Welcome, everybody. We have a few guests here tonight. Before we introduce our guests and see what they have, I do want to introduce everybody to Greg Meitinger. His first meeting tonight, coming to us from Streetsboro, taking over our village administrator job. So welcome, and I'm sure we'll get to hear a lot from you later on. Our guests tonight, we do have the painters here. Do you guys have anything for us tonight?
No, Mayor, we don't.
All right. Joshua McPherson, do you have anything for us for a regular council meeting tonight?
No, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks for being here. Chief, do you have anything for us tonight?
Nothing tonight, man.
All right. Thank you. We'll move on to our consensus items. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the 4th regular council meeting held February 25th, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Coe,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Jordan,
yay,
Harris.
Yay.
Motion so approved. Motion to approve the financial statement for the month of February.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Coe,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay,
Harris.
Yay.
Motion so approved. Need a motion to approve the bills totaling $668,355.88 for the month of February.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
Discussion. Roll call.
Coe,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Jordan,
yay,
Harris.
Yay.
All right. I'm going to turn it over to the administrators right now. Patty and Greg have been working together here. Do you guys have anything for council tonight?
Well, seeing it's my second day in the job,
Yeah.
I'm going to defer to my better half here on the administrative team. I don't know. I'm just kind of figuring out how the meetings
Yeah,
run, and
no,
we'll kind of
you're
go
good.
from there. But
You're
yeah,
good.
So I think, I don't have the agenda in front of me, I apologize. Do you have the agenda, JT? So one thing tonight council will need to decide is for the electric aggregation, and that's for all the village residents. It will be as normal, it will be an opt-out plan. So everybody who is not already on another aggregation plan will be automatically opted in. There is no fee to opt out. There is no fee to enter it and then cancel at any time. Or if you're in another aggregation plan and in 6 months that ends and you want to join ours, you can join our aggregation program at no cost. So on the agenda tonight, we have the ordinance for the water deposits policy. We've always had water deposits. This just changes it, so if there is a refund of under $10, or if somebody owes the village under $10, we're just going to wipe that clean and adjust it off, so we're not collecting and sending checks for cents. The agreement with Painter Farms is on tonight, or Tipsy Farmer, for the Chase Bank building. And there's an ordinance for a new fund called the Credit Memo Clearing Fund. That will be for when we start the new utility software later this summer. if someone pays us, if their bill is $95 and they pay us $100, we have to have some place for that $5 to sit until their next bill comes out and it can be applied to that. So that's all that will be. That'll just be kind of a clearing fund. And I think we have to have a cybersecurity policy passed, the state's requiring that. We have one, but it just needed to be updated with the state requirements. And then the last thing is a motion to pay Software Solutions for our annual support for the software that's used by finance. Oh, thank you very much. I got that. Thank you. Thank you. By finance, payroll, and utilities. Thanks, JT.
Any questions? Thank you, Patty. Let's turn it over to JT, our service director.
Thank you, Mayor. In the street department, so far this winter season, we've received 435 ton of salt. We prepared the paving bid and sent that out. I think bids are due in early April 11th. We are currently using HPM for potholes. We won't be using hot mix until Shelley starts making it. The uptown snow banners were being removed, and we received no proposals for the right-of-way work that's needed for the Grant Street Bridge project. So I sent out 2 additional requests to different firms. In the water department, we added bollards around valve boxes out at the Liberty Tire site to protect them from truck traffic. We had, so far year-to-date, 145 call before you dig locates. And water meters, a couple weeks ago, the fire chief asked about water meters and the consumption or the additional water that we're now recording. In the residential, the 100 section, which is basically the center of town and the northwest part, just residential, over a 6-month period with 372 customers, we've increased by 676,000 gallons from the same period in 2024 to 2023. So it is quite a bit of difference, and that's going to help with our water loss, which we're required to maintain or keep track of and report that to the EPA annually. On wastewater, Minerva Dairy January 2025 surcharge was issued for $3,300. They had 9 high-strength TSS discharges and 7 high-strength CBOD discharges. We did receive the new outdoor sampler. We're trying to get that scheduled to be installed. The jetter's also being repaired. We have a low pressure issue, and we are compiling cost data for an assessment that we've talked with our legal counsel about. Today, actually, we installed the return sludge pump. That thing weighs a little over 1,000 pounds, and we got that in. We also isolated oxidation ditch number 1. We're going to try and get that pumped down so that so workmen can install the new wasting valves, which was previously approved. In the park department, they assisted the water department with installing the bollards. They got the floor scrubber somewhat working to help out with the community building. Basically, what we have to do is mop in front of it and run the floor scrubber over it. And they're also preparing the flower boxes. They cleaned them up, repaired them, and they're going to be installing them later on this week uptown. So those are the flower boxes on the sidewalk. Permits, we have 11 year to date, and my permit report is included in my written report. We did receive the new pool pump, and we're also actively hiring lifeguards at this time for the pool to get ready for this season. So that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Any questions for JT?
No, sir.
Thank you, JT.
Thanks.
All right. Clark, do you have anything tonight?
Nothing tonight, Mayor, thank you.
I do not have anything at this time, so we'll move on to our old and new business. One thing for all of the thousands of people that watch this and listen to this, we are going to change the language a little bit with how we how I say the ordinance piece. So if it sounds different, I didn't mess it up, but I still may have messed it up, but it's going to be a little more streamlined. So I need a motion to hear first read in full of ordinance number 13-25 and for approval.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Discussion.
No, it should be third read.
It's third read.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Third read.
You got your part really good.
Deep breath, Bulldozer. Here we go. I'm going to try this again. You ready? Need a motion to hear third and final reading by title only and for passage of ordinance number 13-25.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Discussion.
So this is the water deposit ordinance that we just discussed a second ago.
Roll call.
Coe,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Harris.
Yay.
Ordinance number 13-25, an ordinance enacting subsection 927.02 AA to the codified ordinances of the Village of Minerva, establishing a policy for water utility deposits and refunds.
Ordinance number 13-25, so ordained. Next up, I need a motion to hear first reading in full of ordinance number 17-25 and for approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion.
I'm sorry, I don't know, I don't have the thing in front of me, I don't know what's up.
Electric ag.
Sorry, this is the electric aggregation. I thought I was off tonight, I didn't think I needed this. This is the electric aggregation for the village residents. This is to decide which program we're going to accept.
So just so people know, we received bids from, we spoke with 3 companies. We got bids from 2, and we decided on the cheaper of the 2, and that's what we're going to go with for our aggregation. Roll call.
Coe,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Harris.
Yay.
Ordinance -25, an ordinance authorizing the execution of a limited agency authority agreement and letter of authorization with Trey Bell LLC and declaring it an emergency. Whereas Trey Bell, a certified aggregator with the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio, PUCO, engages in the business of providing consulting services to aggregate and procure energy and/or energy-related services, products, and accounts. And whereas the village desires Trey Bell to perform an independent analysis and review of the Village of Minerva electric and/or natural gas services usage and costs. And whereas the village desires Trey Bell to perform an independent analysis and review of electric and/or natural gas usage and cost for the possibility of aggregating the electric and/or natural gas requirements of the Village of Minerva. And whereas the village desires Trey Bell to assist in the implementation of aggregation programs in the village for retail electric and/or natural gas loads. And whereas the village desires to engage Trey Bell as its exclusive energy consultant and agent and grant exclusive rights to perform such energy-related services as described in and subject to the terms and conditions of the agreement. And whereas the village now wishes to authorize the execution of a limited agency authority agreement and letter of authorization engaging the exclusive services of Trey Bell for the above and related purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbiana Counties, Ohio, that Section 1, the limited agency authority agreement and letter of authorization with Trey Bell, a copy of which are attached hereto as Exhibit A and Exhibit B, are hereby approved. Section 2, all formal actions of the village concerning and relating to the passage of this ordinance were adopted in an open meeting of the village, and all deliberations of the village and of any of its committees that resulted in such formal action took place in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including RC Section 121.22. Section 3, acting village administrator Patricia Willoughby is hereby authorized to execute on behalf of the village of Minerva the limited agency authority agreement and letter of authorization with Trey Bell or any other document necessary to carry out the intent of this ordinance. Section 4, this ordinance is declared to be an emergency measure necessary to the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the village of Minerva to ensure expedited approval of the limited agency authority agreement and letter of authorization to authorize Trey Bell to lock in a bid rate which can change on a daily basis and to avoid the market risk of a rate increase within the time deadline of the expiration of the existing electric supply aggregation supplier contract and shall become effective at the earliest date allowed by law. And I would note that even though the whereas paragraph talked about electric and or gas, the village is only an electric aggregator, so gas does not apply. And the agreements that we will be signing does not include gas aggregation because we are not a gas aggregator.
We would have to go to the ballot for that.
That would have to go to the ballot.
Thank you, Clark. All right, I need a motion to suspend Charter 4.05 rules for reading of ordinances as an emergency and to have second and third readings by title only and for passage of ordinance number 17-25.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Discussion. Roll call.
Coe,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Harris.
Yay.
Ordinance number 17-25, an ordinance authorizing the execution of a limited agency authority agreement and letter of authorization with Trey Bell LLC and declaring it an emergency.
Thank you, Clark. Ordinance number 17-25, so ordained. Next up, hey, Clark, on this one, are we waiving second and third by emergency or non-emergency?
That's a non-emergency.
Non-emergency. All right. Next up, I need a motion to hear first read in full of ordinance number 18-25 and for approval.
Make a motion?
I'll second. Discussion?
So this is the agreement to, that allows the village to transfer the property of the former Chase Bank to the Minerva Growth Corporation or the CIC. The CIC has then agreed to sell the property to Tipsy Farmer LLC.
Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Harris,
Yay.
Coe.
Yay.
Ordinance number 18-25, an ordinance approving an authorization agreement with the Minerva Growth Community Improvement Corporation for Tipsy Farmer Winery LLC and Painter Farms LLC. Whereas Council of the Village of Minerva deems it necessary to enter into an authorization agreement with Minerva Growth Community Improvement Corporation, CIC, pursuant to a development agreement among the Village of Minerva and Tipsy Farmer Winery LLC and Painter Farms LLC for the economic development of the former Chase Bank building. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carrollton, Columbia, and Counties, Ohio, that one, the Community Improvement Corporation authorization agreement between the Village of Minerva, Ohio and the Minerva Growth Community Improvement Corporation, CIC, to carry out the intent of the development agreement among the Village of Minerva and Tipsy Farmer Winery LLC and Painter Farms LLC for the economic development of the former Chase Bank building is hereby approved as set forth in attached Exhibit A. 2. Patricia Willoughby, as acting village administrator, is hereby authorized to sign the said authorization agreement or any other documents and to take all actions necessary to carry out the terms of the authorization agreement on behalf of the Village of Minerva. 3, Patricia Willoughby, as finance director, is hereby authorized to appropriate and expend all funds necessary to carry out the terms of the authorization agreement on behalf of the Village of Minerva. This ordinance shall become effective at the earliest date allowed by law.
Thank you, Clark. Need a motion to suspend Charter 4.05 rules for reading of ordinances as a non-emergency and to have second and third readings by title only and for passage of ordinance number 18-25.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Harris,
Yay.
Coe.
Yay.
Ordinance number 18-25, an ordinance approving an authorization agreement with the Minerva Growth Community Improvement Corporation for Tipsy Farmer Winery LLC and Painter Farms LLC.
Thank you, Clark. Ordinance number 18-25, so ordained. One step closer. One step closer. Good. That's good news. Clark, another for 19-25, is that an emergency or non-emergency?
That's a non-emergency. Are you waiving second and third?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to waive second and third on a non-emergency.
Gotcha. Next up, I need a motion to hear first read in full of ordinance number 19-25 and for approval.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Discussion.
So this is an ordinance that creates a new fund called the Credit Memo Holding Fund, I think, or something.
Clearing fund.
Clearing fund, sorry. This just allows us in our new software, it gives us a place to hold overpayments for utility payments. And then when the next bill, the person's next bill comes, it just applies to that next bill. We just need a place to hold the money.
Roll call.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Harris,
Yay.
Coe,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Meadows.
Yay.
Ordinance number 19-25, an ordinance authorizing the establishment of an agency fund called Credit Memo Clearing Fund for the purpose of holding overpayment of utility bills and applying those credits back to the customers of the Village of Minerva, Ohio. Whereas the Village of Minerva has established a new utility billing system that applies overpayments to a credit memo instead of a utility revenue. Whereas in order to maintain the financial integrity of the various funds, when utility customers overpay their utility accounts, the village needs a method of processing the overpayments and a separate fund in which to place the overpayments to properly account for the funds. Whereas Council of the Village of Minerva deems it necessary, upon the recommendation of the Finance Director, to establish a credit memo clearing fund for that purpose. And whereas this type of fund is authorized under Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.12, now therefore be it now ordained by the Council of the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbiana Counties, Ohio, that Section 1, in accordance with Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.12, Patty Willoughby, Finance Director, is hereby authorized to establish Fund Number 710, Credit Memo Clearing Fund. Section 2, the purpose of this fund shall be to serve as a clearing account for overpayment of utility accounts and credits back to the customer's account when a new utility bill is established or refunded to the customer if no new account is established. Section 3, no interest earned shall be credited to this fund. Section 4, the Finance Director shall forward a copy of this ordinance to the Auditor of State. Section 5, this ordinance shall become effective at the earliest date allowed by law.
Thank you, Clark. Need a motion to suspend Charter 4.05 rules for reading of ordinances as a non-emergency and to have second and third readings by title only and for passage of ordinance number 19-25.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Harris,
Yay.
Coe,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Meadows.
Yay.
Ordinance number 19-25, an ordinance authorizing the establishment of an agency fund called Credit Memo Clearing Fund for the purpose of holding overpayment of utility bills and applying those credits back to the customers of the Village of Minerva, Ohio.
Thank you, Clark. Ordinance number 19-25, so ordained. I'm going to ask one more time, Clark, is 2025 emergency or non? That is an emergency.
That's an emergency, yes.
Thank you. Next up, I need a motion to hear first reading in full of ordinance number 20-25 and for approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Discussion?
So this ordinance will allow us to put the senior center levy on the ballot. I think. That is just a renewal of, I think it's 3/10
of a mill.
3/10 of a mill. Just so everybody knows, the senior center is a great organization. The only thing the village does, has to do with it is the money from the county. The levy money comes into the village, we then distribute it to the senior center. Otherwise, we're not involved with them. But they do offer weeknight meals for $7, and they offer, get-togethers and classes and things like that. It's a great opportunity for things to do for seniors.
Thank you, Patty.
And for a levy, there's a two-step process. This is the first ordinance which we certify to the auditor and have them tell us the estimated revenue that would be generated by this. Then once we get that certification back from the auditor, we go to the second ordinance, which will actually be when we decide to go to the ballot for this rule.
Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Coe,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Harris,
Yay.
Boldazar.
Yay.
Resolution number 20-25, resolution to certify to the Stark County Auditor various matters pursuant to ORC 5705.03 and declaring it an emergency. Whereas upon due investigation and consideration, the Minerva Council has determined that it is necessary to levy a tax outside the 10 mil limitation for the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbiana Counties, Ohio, for the purpose of making appropriations for human or social services or facilities provided by the Minerva Commission on Aging in the operation of the Minerva Senior Center, or for providing or maintaining senior citizen services or facilities, and other specified purposes set forth in Section 5705.19Y in Ohio Revised Code. And whereas the tax will be a renewal of an existing tax levy outside the 10 mil limitation, and for the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbiana Counties, and the existing amount of 3/10 mil authorized by the electors of said village at the election held on November 3, 2020. And whereas it is required by Section 5705.03B of the Ohio Revised Code that the council request from the county auditor a certification as to the current tax valuation of the Village of Minerva and as to the number of mills required to generate a specific amount of revenue or the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by a specific number of mills. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Minerva that the Stark County Auditor is requested to certify to the council the following matters. 1, the total current tax valuation of the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbiana Counties, Ohio. And 2, the dollar amount of revenue that will be generated by 3/10 mil for a tax levy on the entire territory of the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbiana Counties, Ohio, to renew an existing tax in the same amount adopted by the electors of the village at the election held on November 3, 2020, for the purpose of making appropriations for human or social services or facilities provided by the Minerva Commission on Aging in the operation of the Minerva Senior Center, or for providing or maintaining senior citizen services or facilities for a period of 5 years, being tax years 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, and 2030, first due and collected in calendar year 2027. That this council does certify this resolution to the Stark County Auditor in order to place said tax levy on the November 4, 2025 ballot for the entire territory of the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbiana Counties, Ohio. 4, this resolution is declared an emergency measure necessary to the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, safety, and welfare of the senior citizens of the Village of Minerva, Ohio, to comply with the requirements of the Stark County Auditor and the time deadlines of their Ohio Revised Code for placing a levy on the ballot, and shall become effective at the earliest date allowed by law.
Thank you, Clark. Need a motion to suspend Charter 4.05 rules for reading of ordinances as an emergency and to have second and third readings by title only and for passage of ordinance number 20-25.
I'll make that motion.
Discussion. Roll call.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Harris,
Yay.
Coe,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Meadows.
Yay.
Resolution number 20-25, resolution to certify to the Stark County Auditor various matters pursuant to ORC 5705.03 and declaring it an emergency.
Thank you, Clark. Ordinance number 20-25, so ordained. Next up, we have a motion to hear first read in full of ordinance number 20-25 and for approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion.
So this is our cybersecurity policy. The state of Ohio requires every municipality to have a policy. We've just updated ours and added in new requirements that were put in by the auditor of state.
Patty. Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Coe,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Harris,
Yay.
Boldazar.
Yay.
Ordinance number 21-25, an ordinance approving the Village of Minerva cybersecurity policy. Whereas the Finance Director recommends adoption of a cybersecurity policy for the Village of Minerva pursuant to the Auditor of State Directive, and Council deems it necessary to do so. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbian Counties, Ohio, that 1, the Village of Minerva cybersecurity policy is hereby approved as set forth in Exhibit A attached here 2, Village Administrator Greg Meitinger and/or Finance Director Patty Willoughby are directed to have each village employee complete mandatory State of Ohio training and sign a copy of the cybersecurity policy.
Thank you, Clark. Next up is a motion in order to authorize Patty Willoughby, Finance Director, to pay Software Solutions, Inc. for the annual employee portal and VIP software support in an amount not to exceed $38,872.92.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Discussion.
So this is our annual software support costs for payroll, finance, and utilities. For software solutions.
Roll call.
Coe,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Jordan,
Yay.
Harris.
Yay.
Motion so approved. That's all of our stated business. Go around real quick, see if anyone has anything else for our meeting tonight. Jennifer?
I have a few things. So, March 4th was the transport clinic that the Alter Care Clinic had. They had 40 animals that were using that, and the next transport clinic will be May 20th. Details will be released closer to that time. Had our first park board meeting last night and learned a lot, and we're gonna have more information next meeting once we get everything written up and details of the minutes and stuff, but it was very, very informative. And then, so the Athletic Boosters is having their fundraiser for their St. Patrick's Day weekend this Saturday, and if anybody goes out and has fun this weekend, be safe.
Very good. Chris, you have anything tonight?
I just wanted to say a congratulations to the wrestlers. We had some really good success at the state tournament, so I want to congratulate them and also thank our guests for coming. Joshua, thanks for coming tonight. I appreciate you coming in and talking to us.
Very good. Bob?
I encourage everyone to get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather while it's still here. And enjoy the parks and whatever you can possibly do outside.
Nate?
I got a whole honey-do list here. So, like Jen said, this weekend, the Athletic Boosters at the community building, their St. Patrick's Day party is going on with New Wave Nation. So I think tickets are still available at the door. And if not, somebody within the Booster Club probably still has tickets for sale. Next weekend, a lot of stuff going on. The evening of Celtic music and dance is at the Roxy. That's at 7 o'clock. Tickets are $10. They're available at the chamber office and at the door. Next weekend is also Wizard of Oz at the high school. So we have been in the throes of dealing with all the fun stuff with that. That is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week. If you want pre-sale tickets, they're available at both the elementary and the high school offices. They're $5 for students, $8 for adults. At the door, everybody is $10. So we have about 45 kids from the high school, and we have 30 of our elementary students as munchkins. So it is a full stage at certain points in the show. The following weekend, we have Women of Rock of the Rock Hall. It's a tribute show at the Roxy. Tickets are $20. They're available at the chamber office and at the door as well. And then the following weekend after that is Silver Springs, a Fleetwood Mac experience at the Roxy. Those tickets are also $20 and available at the Roxy or at the door, or online at Ticket Spice. So all three of those, Celtic Show, Tribute to the Women of Rock Hall, and Silver Springs, are all available at Ticket Spice as well. I've been working on the summer in the parks schedule. Hopefully here in the next week or so I'll have that wrapped up and get that out to everybody. Homecoming meeting March 31st, 5:30. We're fine-tuning the last, I think, bit of details there. Stalkers and Streeters, Larry Johnson stopped into the office yesterday. We're going to have a cruise in at the homecoming on June 12th. He originally thought that the Stalkers and Streeters show was June 14th. He was misinformed. It is actually June 28th. So we won't have an overlap of car events in town homecoming week. So that'll give us maybe a little more fuel for that Thursday night with the Oldies Band. And then Planning Commission was scheduled for this Thursday, but we're still struggling with some stuff to get our mapping figured out. So we're just going to delay the meeting until our April meeting, which is the 10th. That's all I got. So go out and support. Yeah. Go out and support. We got a lot of live shows coming up. So come out and support the local businesses. Go check out Heaven Sent Pies. They're right outside of Minerva Welding. They opened last week, so.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just have a couple things tonight. I know we talked about it during workshop, but I wanted to make sure I brought it up during council that we are still taking applications for our painting initiative. Currently, I believe we only have 2, and it's a lot of people put a lot of work into raising this money to help our people here in town. So if that's something that people could take advantage of, we would love to see that. I know JT mentioned that we are still hiring lifeguards. That seems to be more and more of an issue every year, and getting enough people to take those jobs. So it's it's a great opportunity if you have kids that are thinking about getting into education or different things, starting them off, paying into retirement. I know they don't think about that at 16 and 17, but it does make a big difference later on. I do want to, and I know Chris said something. Joshua, you're exactly what we want, and we want people that have issues to come here, have great conversations, and see if we can work together to get things resolved. So we do appreciate you coming in, and hopefully we can get things taken care of, because that's not acceptable. So we do appreciate you coming in.
I've enjoyed my time here. I'll be back.
Thank you.
Good.
And I think that's all I have. Make sure you do. The events that Nate's talking about that are run, whether they're through the school or through the chamber, I just think it's so important for us to make sure that we're getting out there and supporting. It's a lot of time goes into those, getting those things booked, and everyone that I've been to, they've been fantastic. So I'm looking forward to the Wizard of Oz and several of those shows myself. So hopefully we see a lot of big crowds out there, and then take advantage of our downtown and our businesses before and after, hopefully. That's all I have for tonight. Unless anybody has anything else, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Meadows?
Yay.
Coe?
Yay.
Jordan?
Yay.
Harris?
Yeah.
Yay. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Brenda, do you want to sign this copy?